This is the factored form of a trinomial. What our goal is in this section is to figure out what this is when you're given the original trinomial. So let's first use FOIL to figure out what trinomial this matches up with. So I'm left with first, outer, inner, and last terms. Now the simplified form of this trinomial is x squared plus 8x plus 15, because these two are like terms. Now, what we're going to do is be given this, and we want to come up with this. So what clues are here that can show us how that happens? Well, I know that it's going to be x and x, because this is an x squared. The numbers here, if I look at them, they add up to be this term, because of these two, the inner and the outer, that comes up with the FOIL. So the two numbers add to be this term, and they multiply to be this term. So when we look just at this, we know we are looking for two numbers that multiply to be 15 and add to be 8. What are those numbers? 3 and 5. So we're going to start off with problems that look like this and write their factored form like this. Here's a trinomial that we are going to try to factor. And when we say factor, we're trying to write it as the product of two binomials. So we should be able to write our final answer in a form something like this. Now, in order to do this, I know that these two are the first terms if we were going to FOIL them to get this. And that answer is x squared. So I know I'm going to have x here and x here. The question is, what numbers go here so that I'm going to get the 14x and the 40? And here's the trick to do this. I know that these two numbers multiply to be 40. They will also add up to be 14. So I'm asking the question, what two numbers multiply to be 40 and add to be 14? And if I'm not sure to come up with these numbers right away, I would make a list of the pairs of factors of 40. So 2 and 20, 4 and 10, 5 and 8. But I also need to remember that I could have the negative ones as well. Negative 2 and 20, negative 4, negative 5, negative, right there. So these are all the possibilities of the pairs of numbers that could go in here that would multiply to be 40, but I need them to add to be 14. So which of these pairs of factors do that? Right here, the 4 and the 10. So I know that this will be x plus 4, x plus 10. If I FOIL this, I should get this. Here is the answer that we are looking for. Alright, I need to factor this trinomial. In order to do that, I'm looking for two numbers. These numbers are going to go in this spot into our product. I already know that this is going to be y and this is going to be y, because I have the y squared there. I need to come up with these two numbers. Now I know that these two numbers are going to multiply to be 18, and they're going to be add to be negative 11. Now, if I can't come up with these numbers just sitting here thinking, my best idea will be to list out all of the factors of 18. So I have 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. Now I can have all of these or their negative counterparts. Negative 18, negative 2 and negative 9, negative 3, and negative 6. Now the question is, which of those pairs of factors add to be negative 11? And we're looking at these two right there. They multiply to be 18 and add to be negative 11. That's what goes in our parentheses. Doesn't matter which order you put them in, this is the answer we're looking for. Okay, let's try to factor this trinomial. The first thing I think about is what multiplies to be 16 and adds to be negative 10. And if I'm not sure right away, I make the list of all the pairs of factors. 16, it's those. Now I also know that all of their negative counterparts would also be possibilities. Now, of these 6 pairs of numbers, which have the sum of negative 10? Right there. Negative 2 and negative 8. That means in my final answer I have c minus 2 times c minus 8. Now this trinomial. I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to be 14 and add to be 10. When I list out the pairs of factors, 14 is kind of nice, there's only 2. Now I know also I can do the negative ones as well. So I have 4 pairs of factors here, which add to 10. Well, actually none of them do. None of these would work because they're negative. This is 15, this is 9. So this one is not factorable, or in other words, prime.